Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about two main things. The first one being scholarships at HEC Paris. I'm going to give you a lowdown on all the possible scholarships that you can apply for to fund your time at HEC. The second part is I'm going to be touching upon something that many of you asked me, and that is the difference between MIM and MSc programs at HEC Paris. And finally, at the end of the video, I'm also going to be answering a couple of questions that you guys asked me in the comments on my previous videos. So stick around because this video is going to be jam-packed with information. At HEC, there are basically two main scholarships that almost everyone can apply for, and a bunch of others that have a lot more restrictions on who can apply for them. The first one is the HEC Foundation Excellence Scholarship. This is the scholarship that's financed by the HEC Foundation. All students with a non-French diploma, whether that's a bachelor or a master, are eligible for the scholarship. All eligible, admitted students are automatically considered for the scholarship. So that basically means that if you're admitted and you're eligible, you don't have to write any essays, you don't have to do basically anything else on your own. This scholarship's final decision is based on your academic excellence, the overall strength of your application, your GMAT or GRE score, and the results of your selection interview at HEC. The scholarship is deducted from your tuition fee. The value of the scholarship ranges pretty much between 3,000 to 7,000 euros, and it's one time. I got the scholarship as well, and I got 4,000 euros on admission. This scholarship is one time only and it's non-renewable. And as far as I know, a lot of people get the scholarship, so your chances of getting it are not very low, especially if you apply in the first or the second round of admission. The second one is the Eiffel Excellence Scholarship. This is one of the most coveted scholarships that you can get at HEC Paris, and that's why this is the one that you need to be the most strategic and careful about when you're applying for it. Because there are a number of ways to go about getting it. First and foremost, the benefits of the scholarship are as follows. You'll get a monthly allowance of 1,181 euros. This is more than enough to cover your monthly expenses. In my previous video on monthly expenses at HEC, I broke down the monthly living expense budget, and I highly recommend that you guys check that video out if you haven't seen it already. 2. The scholarship also gives you a return air ticket from anywhere in the world to Paris via Air France. And the third benefit is that this scholarship pays for your health insurance when you're in France, and that's something that normally costs between 300 to 400 euros every year. Now, it's not very easy to get the scholarship, but many people get it every year nevertheless. The requirements are as follows. The first requirement is that you need to be less than 30 years of age when you're applying for it. You need to have a non-French nationality as well. You cannot have been awarded this scholarship at a master's level previously, even if it was at a different school. And lastly, but most importantly, you cannot have applied for the Eiffel Scholarship already and got rejected before. The reason this last bit is so important is because it's not necessary to apply for the Eiffel Scholarship in the first year alone. You can even apply for it in your second year. But you'll only get the monthly allowance for one more year after that instead of two if you got it in the first year. However, the advantage of applying in the second year is that by then your profile would probably be a lot better than it was in the first year. So it's basically a choice that you're gonna have to make. You can apply for it in the first year, you have lower chances of getting it, but if you do get it, you get the monthly allowance for 2 years instead of one. Or you can apply for it in the second year where your chances of getting it are slightly higher, but you get the monthly allowance only for 1 year instead of 2. Oh yeah guys, one really important thing about the scholarship that I totally forgot to mention is that in order for you to be eligible for it, you have to apply for admission within the first round only. If you apply for admission in the second round or later, you will not be eligible to apply for this one. The third scholarship is the Women's High Potential Scholarship. HEC Paris offers up to 10 high potential female candidates up to 15,000 euros to fund their studies through this scholarship. And if it wasn't clear enough already, this scholarship is only open to female applicants. Candidates of all nationalities and all the programs will be considered automatically upon admission. You don't have to do anything else. Candidates will be assessed on their leadership potential and academic excellence. And this is evaluated in their transcript, their resume, and their interview. The fourth scholarship that I want to talk about is the Charpak Scholarship. Since a lot of my viewers are from India, I'm going to also talk about this scholarship, even though this scholarship is only open to applicants from India. 150 of these scholarships are awarded every year, and you basically get an allowance of 615 euros every month, as well as your student visa fees and your medical insurance. You will also get a tuition fee waiver of 6,100 euros and a laptop allowance of 700 euros. For more information on the scholarship, you should really check out the Campus France website, and that's linked in the description below. There are also many other local scholarships that can fund your studies at HEC Paris. And because it's not possible to talk about each and every one of them which are specific to different countries, I've linked a page in the description below which talks about all of these scholarships. The second topic of today is MSc versus MIM programs. In this section, I'm going to talk about whether you should do the MSc Specialized Masters or the MIM Chronicle and what's the difference between these two programs. So basically, like I explained in my previous video on the HEC Paris program structure, the MIM is divided into 2 years with an optional gap year in between. So it's basically 3 years long. The MSc Specialized Master's programs, on the other hand, are pretty much if you just want to do the M2 part of the MIM. If you're someone who's already studied business in their bachelor's, or you've already got some work experience, or you basically just won't benefit from the extra business courses in the first year or the extra time that you get in the gap year, the MSc might be a good option for you. Because you can basically finish this off in 10 months instead of the 2 or 3 years that the MIM program normally takes. There are 8 specialized master's programs available at HEC Paris, as well as the MSc International Finance program, which is ranked number 1 in the world according to Financial Times. I'm not gonna get into details of what those 8 programs exactly are, but I've linked them all in the description below. Now, the MSc Specialized Master's programs can cost anywhere between 25 to 35,000 euros for 1 year, while the MIM program costs 40,000 euros for 2 years. And both programs require you to have fewer than 2 years of work experience. The decision between the MIM and the MSc, according to me, it largely depends on whether you want to spend 2 or 3 years on the MIM program, delaying the start of your career and also costing you more in tuition fees as well as living expenses for the extra time. Or if you want to spend just 10 months and get it done with really quickly. I chose to do the MIM instead of the MSc because I knew that 10 months would not be enough for me to get into the French way of working, to really establish myself here and to build a network in France. I feel that those things are really important to position yourself in the best possible way to make the best out of your experience and to get a good job after graduating. However, if you're somebody who's from Europe already, I don't think maybe the extra 1 or 2 years is really going to benefit you that much. Or if you've already got some work experience, I don't think that the MIM would benefit you that greatly. So I think the MSc program is really worth looking into in that case. I personally feel that I made the right call, even though sometimes it feels really crazy that I did a 4-year-long bachelor's and now I'm doing a 3-year-long master's. And it's like, it's a really long time. The experiences that I've had in the last 2 years have been amazing and super unique. And I think that starting for just 10 months would have put a lot of pressure on me in a very short amount of time. Especially to find a job. I mean, I don't think 1 year ago I was really ready to really find a job at that point of time. But now I definitely feel a lot more ready after having gone through the 1-year-long gap year. And also gaining experience working in 2 different countries in the process. Alright, so in this last section, I'm gonna answer a couple of questions that I got in the comments on my previous videos. So the first question is, what about the GRE? In my video on the things that you need to get into HEC, I only mentioned the GMAT and I completely forgot to mention the GRE. So I'm sorry for that and I want to mention that here. HEC accepts the GMAT as well as the GRE. And the score that you need to get in the GRE is similar to the GMAT. I'm not 100% sure, but there are tools on the net that can help you convert GMAT scores to GRE scores. And if I'm not wrong, I think the GRE score is somewhere around like 333 for a 760 in the GMAT. The second question is about internships in the gap year. Are they paid or are they not? So I want to say that the gap year internships are paid. In France, there's a rule that if you're doing an internship for more than 2 months, they have to pay you for it. And as a master's level student, if you're doing an internship and you're not getting paid for it, that's just not right. I don't think you want to do that. So basically, when you're doing the gap year, you're not spending out of pocket for it. You will get an internship stipend that will most likely cover all of your living expenses during the time. The third question was someone asking me to make a video on the Eiffel Scholarship. So hey Neha, I hope this video helped you out, and yeah, let me know what you think. The fourth question is about the colleges that I applied to and how I learned French. So I applied to HEC Paris and HEC in the first rounds. My plan was to focus solely on these 2 universities because they were my target colleges in the first round and then apply to other universities in the second round if I didn't get through to these 2. About how I learned French, I'll make another video on that very soon. But I want to say that it was a combination of the French courses on campus at HEC in my first year, as well as a lot of practice speaking in French with French people, reading French news, watching French TV shows sometimes, and also YouTube videos, and basically just immersing myself in the French culture. I think living in Paris and living in France in general definitely also helps a lot in practicing your French, whether you like it or not. Alright, so as always, if you like this video and if you think it helped you out, please give it a thumbs up and let the YouTube algorithm know that I'm cool. And also, if you like this content and you want more of it, hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be uploading more videos just like this one. Oh yeah, you can also check out these 2 videos over here and I think they're going to help you out as well. Alright, thanks a lot and see you guys in the next one.